Ever wanted to make a specific section of your Webflow site gracefully float over another as the user scrolls? This tutorial will show you exactly how to achieve that captivating layering effect. Let's get started in the Webflow Designer. We'll assume you already have at least 2 sections on your page that you want to interact. First, let's prepare the section that will be doing the floating. Select the first section on your page. This will be the section that appears to be underneath. Now, inside that first section, we'll add a new div block. This div block will be the anchor for our floating element. Let's give this new div block a clear class name. For example, floating container. This will help us target it later. Next, select the second section. This one will be our floating section that will move over the first. We'll apply some styling to this section. Go to the Styles panel and under Layout, set the display to Flexbox, then, under Positioning, select Relative. Now, let's grab our floating container div block. We need to position it absolutely within its parent section. So, in the Styles panel under Positioning, choose Absolute. With the floating container still selected, set its index to a value higher than its parent section. Let's use 10. For now, this ensures it sits on top visually. Now, let's define where this floating container should sit. Still with the floating container selected, set its top and left properties to percentages. For example, top 0% and left 0% will align it to the top left corner of its relatively positioned parent. Here's the magic part. Select the floating container. Again, go to the Interactions panel. And under Element Triggers, click the plus icon to add a new interaction. Choose Scroll into View, and then click the plus icon next to When Scrolling in View to create a new timeline animation. On Scroll into View, we want to add a state change. Click the blue plus icon and select Scroll Animation. Now, we'll animate the movement. Select your floating container. Again, within this scroll animation timeline, click the blue plus icon next to the timeline and choose Move. On the timeline, drag the playhead a bit forward, say to around 50% of the scroll distance. Then, with the Move action selected, adjust the axis value. A negative Y value will move it upwards, creating the floating effect. Let's fine-tune this. You can adjust the duration and easing to make the movement smoother and more natural. To make sure our floating section doesn't get cut off prematurely, select its parent section and set Overflow to Visible. And there you have it. You've successfully created a section that scrolls over another, adding a unique and engaging layer to your Webflow design. Experiment with different movements and timings to achieve your desired aesthetic.